So, John, firstly, in the breaking news, the club have released a statement in the last hour or so confirming that the takeover or proposed takeover of the club's close to completion. Do you think this is a positive step in terms of addressing the uncertainty?
Yeah, I think. I've understood that myself because I've just really come back from training. So, I think it's if it's going to happen, it needs to happen quickly. And obviously, need to see how it looks, what it looks like moving forward. But yeah, if it's for the best, then it's better to be done and dusted than having it dwelling.
In terms of matters on the pitch, you've had a few days to reflect and spend with the players after a whirlwind of a game against Wrexham. How do you reflect on that now?
It's 3 points. It's a three. We knew it was a big game last week, but like I said before, they're all big games. But the pleasing thing for me, which came out of it, was just the reaction to going behind twice and coming back. It was. I always talk about the week's training up to the next game. And the feel-good factor, what's around the dressing room, or not, as the case may be. But training's been good this week. The lads have been in good spirits. They're ready for the game. Hopefully they can perform.
Because as you're all too aware, previously the characteristics of the players and questions over their fitness have been raised, but surely those concerns can't be brought up anymore, having seen how they performed against Wrexham.
Well, I hope not. I don't think that for a minute that they weren't fit. They just weren't sharp. It's just being able to compete at an intensity and be able to repeat the intensity of the work. I think that's what they were struggling with. That's one of the things that as a staff we addressed quickly. They do work hard in training, and I have to say, I say that training ground's not in the best condition, so they do work probably harder than they should because of the state of the training area at the moment because of the weather. But I certainly think that you can't say that they're not fit enough because they're showing that you don't score again. Like I say, you don't score in the last minute if you're not fit.
Did everybody come through Saturday okay, fitness-wise?
Yeah, everyone's fine, yeah. The difficult thing for me is, is that he's leaving people out, which is a nice position to be in, but not when I care about the players and I care about, how they feel, and when you're slowly starting to make some steps and turn things round, obviously everybody wants to be involved and not everybody can be involved. So the difficult one for me is speaking to the players who aren't going to be involved, but it's not an easy or it's not a nice job to do, but I make sure I do it out of respect to every player.
Do you think, looking back, perhaps at the end of the season, you could reflect on the Wrexham game as a season-defining or turning point?
I don't know. I think it's it hasn't done it. We need to win games, and we won the game. I think you could look at maybe the Fylde game where we took a point out of that, which probably we didn't deserve. It was that was a tough game, but I think they're all. I think there were twists and turns. Definitely, there's the biggest thing for me is that a lot of teams now are looking over the shoulders. We are getting in and around them, and we're desperate to get out the bottom four. Desperate, and that was just been our focus from walking through the door is getting out that bottom four and not going back in it. And we're not out of it yet, so we've got a lot of work to do. We've got some tough games coming up. Teams that are obviously Yeovil are up there, but not having the best run at the moment. But they're up there. They're up there for a reason, and we've got to play teams in and around us. So it's definitely in our hands.
How's Matt Tootle coming along?
Yeah, Matt's okay. He's obviously been out. I think it's 2 months he's been out. So he's it's like everything else. You think you're okay, and then you get back in the thick of it. Excuse me. And you start training at the tempo we train at now, and he's finding it quite tough. But he's having a go. He's going to be he's not far away, but it's good to have him back training.
Liam Mandeville came off the bench and made a very good impact against Wrexham. His morale must have improved because he's been somewhat a bit part player lately. How have you seen he react this week?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say he's a bit part player. I think that's not being fair to him. It's looking at, trying to pick a team that can win a football match, without making too many changes with personnel. I think the important thing was to try to get some stability in it, but we have to tweak it. I thought all the subs made a real good impact when they came on Saturday, and he was no different. He was just what we needed, and obviously took his goal really well. So, he's around us like everybody else is. They've got to fight for the place, and they've got to be patient. But he certainly did himself no harm.
Curtis Weston, of course, scored the winner. He spoke to the media afterwards. He was vocal in admitting he'd like to see you get the job on a permanent basis. Is that something that's pleasing to hear from your perspective?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's always like I just what I want to do a good job. I want when we came in, we had a task, and the task was to try and survive in this league. And it's a big task. Like I say, I've not thought about it really, whether I get it or not. As I'm seeing it, I've got it, and I'm doing everything I can to turn the situation around. It's nice that I have, the support of the players, because if you don't have the support of the players, then you're nothing. So, I appreciate that, and I do get on well with the players. You can't please every player, so I learned that a long time ago. So there's no point, and every player's going to like you because they're not playing. But what they have to do, hopefully, is I give them respect and they give it me back, and I think that's important.
A trip to Yeovil, of course, awaits on Saturday. You mentioned they're in different form lately. Is this a good time to play them, do you think?
Well, I think it's just concentrating on us. We're doing okay. We've had 5 games. We've done all right in the 5 games. We're moving forward. I think it's I'd rather play them. I don't mean them. I'd rather play the game against whoever in the bit of form that we're in. So I'm not too worried about them yet. They're up there, so they're going to get a reaction. I know the manager was quite critical of them in the paper this week, and that can go 2 ways. That can get a really good reaction, or it gets a poor reaction. I don't quite know what the makeup of the dressing room is, but the other thing is it's a live game, so I'm sure people won't be going out and wanting to play poorly in front of the cameras. So it's another tough game. We're away from home. It's a long journey. We've got to face everything and deal with everything. But we've been concentrating on us.
Just lastly, John, what would your message be to the fans making that long journey down to Hewish Park?
Well, have a safe journey first and foremost. Obviously, we appreciate the support. But we've had good support of every game at the moment. So yeah, hopefully we can give you, the ones going down. We do appreciate it, and we can give you, something to enjoy coming back.